What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 7 of the Neon Sage podcast. This week's episode felt just like a little slumber party with my best friend. So we decided to turn the lights off and give you guys a little... What the fuck is going on?
I'm trying to posture this light. Oh, I got it. A little spooky, though.
We wanted to give you guys a little taste of what to expect. On this week's episode, PinkyDoll makes her triumphant return.
The queen of NPC.
We talk a little bit of pickleball, as always, because we're fucking obsessed.
Obsessed.
We talk Jake Paul and Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz.
And as always, we just ponder some of life's biggest questions.
Would you be okay with a naked picture of your schlong on the internet?
Get ready, strap in, and enjoy the ride. Here we go. What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 7 of the Neon Sage podcast.
7, dude. That's crazy.
Lucky number 7, baby. As always, I want to say thank you so much for the support and for listening. We were a little short on clips this week. Honestly, that's my fault. Just been a busy week, and we had such a jam-packed episode that I got a little like decision paralysis, to be honest. So appreciate everyone sticking with us, listening to the long form. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, really anywhere that you can possibly get a podcast, you can find ours. So
correct. And
we'll figure it out.
And yeah. And honestly, to the people who listen to this now that are really sitting on this podcast with us, I wonder who you are, and my heart goes out to you when I think of you actually listening to, like, what, how many seconds in are we? 55 seconds in? Like, you're sitting there chilling, you're listening to me and Preston talk. I think that's so cool. And if I can bring you a little tiny bit of entertainment or anything really like that, I'm glad I could do it for you because I love doing this. But anyways, we understand that clips are king, and that's how you probably want to enjoy our podcast. So we'll start farming out the clips for you, and we'll see how you like that. So if you heard this and look at the next clip, comment and say that the clip wave is coming. Just say the clip wave is coming in the comments.
Okay. If I can even get you to do one of these throughout your week, I'm solid.
Exactly,
just a nice,
bro.
Then I'm good.
Right? Like, if I, for real though, if I made you grin once.
I'm trying to do the thing where you like blow air, like the. Yeah, exactly. Just a nice little shot of air. If I can make that happen once, we're good.
It's a little nasal exertion. Just
exactly. So, what you been up to this week, my boy? We haven't really talked, honestly. I mean, usually we talk a little bit in between shows, but like it's kind of been, we haven't really talked much.
No, you're right. And honestly, bro, I've been so busy this week, like in a really good way. But all right, I'm gonna go on like a 2-minute rant. So just everyone buckle down.
I'm sending air horns right now in the video.
Yeah, just everyone buckle down. 2-minute rant incoming about life. I think a big part of this podcast is me and Preston sharing our journey with all of you, and you sharing your journey with us as well. And as an adult in this life, we often find ourselves going through the typical motion of things. We just are doing what we did yesterday because, like, you know, we have a job and we have responsibilities and all these other things kind of happening all at once. And so it's really easy to just kind of like get a little jaded of what that experience is and like start taking things for granted and not being as intentional with your time and things like that. And so sometimes for me in my life, it's not that I was slacking before. It's more so I remembered even more that in order for me to get to where I want to go, I need to be as intentional of a person with my attention throughout every day. And if I just focus on like making the most out of the next hour based on the things that I know that are important to me and what I need to do, then I effectively will have a good next hour. And if I just kind of like take it piece by piece like that, next thing you know, I've had a good 8 days because I just managed my time. And if I wanted to eat like a little snack and enjoy it, I budgeted the time for it, and it's all good. And so lately I've been on like this kick of like time boxing every day. Like, and basically it's like these little sheets that I fill out, and I just literally book out my time. And I've been doing it, but like this week I like took it up a notch, and I like tried to even be more intentional with my time. And so I've just found myself incredibly busy doing things, and it's been very good. It's been great. I couldn't ask for more. Like I was doing shit right up until we got into this podcast, and I love it. It makes me feel alive.
That's dope.
But that's kind of the vibe I've been on. And I'm not saying I'm special. I'm more so talking to everybody. Like, it feels good when you have like a week that's a little stressful, but it was good. Like, like you did what you needed to do, and like you look at yourself today and you're like, damn, I really woke up and worked out and went to the gym every day. I really did this. I really did that. I really whatever it was. So, end of my rant. That's how my week's been, bro. Sorry to go on a crazy tangent.
No,
but
that's
I just had
good.
to get that out.
That's
I want
really
people
good.
to hear that.
Everyone's going to pause the video when you hold up your list and it just says jacking off.
Yeah, right.
Like every 15-minute block is just
Yep, you're right.
joing.
No, for real though. It's hilarious.
Any pickleball this week?
Yes, on Tuesday.
Let's go, baby. You got a
Yeah.
good
So
sesh.
on Tuesday, I played for 2 hours. I feel like I'm finally really. You would still probably take a hot dump on my face.
I would probably 10,000% chance still do that.
Yeah. But I'm seeing the vision now.
That's good. That's really good.
That,
the crazy thing,
like the motions and everything.
yeah, the crazy thing about pickleball that I really enjoyed, like learning and getting and playing it. Mm-hmm. There's like a couple tweaks that you can make that will immediately bump you to the next level. Like there's just a few things that you can do. I mean, you're not going to be professional overnight, but like
Yes.
there are like a few different kind of basic things that once you learn, you're like, oh, this is way harder than it needed to be the entire time. Like
If I asked you what are Preston's 3 pickleball tips, what would they be? Take your time to think about it.
No, it doesn't even take that long. The completely unprofessional opinion: get up to the kitchen line or be on the back line. Like everything in between there, we call no man's land. Either be up on the kitchen line and be a force to be reckoned with, or be on the back line, ready to get the ball off the bounce. If you're standing in, we call it no man's land, the area between the kitchen line and the back, you're doing nothing. You're a target. Every ball is going to hit you in the knees. Pointless. That's my first tip. Second tip, keep your paddle at your chest. At all times, the paddle should be right here in front of you.
How high?
Right at your chest, right in the front, right here.
So the top of the paddle is a little bit above my shoulder.
Now
lower
we're getting
than that?
beyond my scope. I keep my elbows bent, keep my paddle at my chest, so that if I go up, down, left, right, I'm equidistant from every shot.
And are you holding it with the paddle this way or front?
I have my pickleball paddle right here. Actually, just freak chance. Actually,
Nice. Grab it instinctively, and tell me what it looks like when you grab it. Ah, okay.
this way. I go with this grip. I go with
Yep.
this
100%.
way. And I just got this new grip actually. This like nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice
dude.
Volt grip, yeah. Get on the kitchen line or get in the back. That's my number one tip. Number 2 is keep your paddle up. I always see people, when the ball's not coming to them, they put their paddle to their side. You just increase the time it takes for you to hit that next shot by double. Like, you're fucking up. And number 3, this is my personal tip that has like helped a lot of people progress. When you're returning the serve, it doesn't have to be a laser beam. Like, you're not showing off to anyone. The team that served has to let it bounce anyway. So even if it's the greatest, gnarliest, fastest laser beam pickleball shot ever, doesn't matter. They still have to let it bounce. Just return it as deep as you can to try to get them as far back as you can, and then be ready to keep doing that. That's it.
I completely agree with everything you just said.
Those 3 things right there will take anyone that's like just started playing pickleball to like, oh shit, we're having really good rallies and I'm actually scoring points. Like, those 3 things right there are the first 3 things you should know.
I completely agree. And it's funny you say that, because those are some things that when you told them to me initially, especially the be on the kitchen or be at the back, when you told me that, the way it resonated with me immediately in terms of my playing experience and then how I played my next game, it was so true. It was like, I play completely different now.
Yeah.
Like, I do exactly what you say. It's like, you're so right. The return on the serve, bro, they have to let it bounce. And so for me too, like, I'm standing back. Like I'm staying when after I serve it to you, I'm staying back.
Chilling.
I'm like waiting for this.
Straight chilling.
Because you're so right. Because what will happen is that people will try and make it spicy, but it's not really about that. It's more so about who's going to control the positioning first. And so if you hit that ball back and they're able to get in front of the kitchen on you, now they're able to slam that shit in your face if you pop it up a little too lofty.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You get punished so fast.
Or you're trying to be you're trying to be Mission Impossible here, trying to laser beam it across, and you put it into the net. Now there's a 0% chance if you just literally gave them a free point. Whereas if you don't drive it, you just give them a nice long hit as far back as as you can. That's all you need, dude.
Yeah, and I watch a lot of professional pickleball on TV.
Yeah.
And it's Ben Johns is literally always on TV. Ben Johns, and then the Waters girl that he partners with as well, because I see a lot of the co-ed stuff. And I watch him play, and it's like, dude, it feels like 80% of the time he's just playing to keep the ball alive and putting the ball at like in good spots, and then like 10% of the time or whatever, he's like getting actually aggressive and like forcing the play. Exactly. And so to what you're saying even more, it's like you're so right. Like stop trying to be fancy, bro. Like just
get the ball over the net.
Get the ball over the net.
Get the ball over the net. Get in position. Like that is like honestly, I think that goes for every sport. Like don't try to be fancy. Stick to the fundamentals and don't make it harder for yourself. Like if you're hanging your paddle by your knee when you're waiting for the ball, just to even hit a ball that comes straight at your chest, you now have to move. Whereas if the paddle's already there, it's just a quick flick. You know what I mean? Like just don't make it hard for yourself. So enough pickleball talk. I'm obsessed, obviously.
Yeah, I could talk about pickleball for a good 30 minutes probably.
Yeah. Soon we're going to have a pickleball team.
Yeah, what if we just turn this into a pickleball podcast?
Oh, our entire comment section would be, play a real sport. Play tennis. Like, shut the fuck up.
Dude, if anyone anyone listening to this, if you have issues with pickleball, you need to let me know right now.
Yeah.
Like, let me know. Like, comment on this video, comment on whatever, message me directly, whatever it takes. I want to hear you out. Like, what do you mean you don't like pickleball? It's not a sport. What do you mean?
Yeah. It's like, imagine spending any part of your day being like, oh, you play cricket? Like, dude, just, I mean, I'm ready to hear whatever you have to say, but at the end of the day, like, you're not going to change my mind.
You're right.
Pickleball is so fun, bro. Pickleball is so fun. Like, unless pickleball directly, like, led to, like, murder, I wouldn't stop playing it. And even then, if, like, just a few people died, I'd probably still play. Like, pickleball would have to cause some sort of catastrophic, cataclysmic, chain of events for me to stop playing it.
Even then, I probably would still play it.
That's what I'm saying. A few bodies, whatever.
I would go rogue and play it.
Yeah, we have.
I'll say this: if it became just like illegal to play pickleball, and it was like how marijuana was 10 years ago, then I would be one of the people illegally playing pickleball.
Oh,
like you know
dude,
what I mean? Like we'd find a spot, we'd go play pickleball like at some hidden place.
Like how like NASCAR was created because of prohibition. Like once they outlawed pickleball, yeah, dude, that's how NASCAR became a thing. Was like them running moonshine, like moonshiners, across state lines and stuff. That's like the beginning. That's like the essence of NASCAR.
Damn, that's actually really cool.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
it's so funny too to see like.
Wow, let's really sit on that for a moment.
Right.
Say that again.
Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But my understanding for the last 30 years on Earth, 29 years on Earth, is that NASCAR's roots and like NASCAR got its start, and like essentially all kind of stock car racing got their start in America because of prohibition, because of running and smuggling moonshine across state lines.
That's absolutely incredibly interesting.
Right?
That's so cool. It's just so cool how something like that could accidentally birth NASCAR, which has created so much fulfillment, happiness, and money for so many people in their lives. Like what that blossomed into ultimately.
Dude. So Lily is on History Channel, has an article, How Prohibition Gave Birth to NASCAR. During the 1930s, moonshiners began to race their whiskey cars at local fairgrounds and racetracks, where they discovered that people, would sometimes come out and cheer. And those whiskey cars were souped up automobiles they used from North Carolina to Spokane, Washington. Bootleggers would use to stay ahead of federal agents and local police while transporting illegal whiskey on back roads in the dark of night. That's
Makes sense,
gangster.
too.
I'm
For
gonna
sure,
be
'cause-
out there like whatever the equivalent is to NASCAR. Like I'm doing that with pickleball.
Oh, for sure.
I'm running illegal home pickleball games.
Imagine though back then, bro. Like if you just outran the cops in the 1900s,
Yeah,
they can't
it's
even,
crazy.
you're
the way
gone.
you said,
Like, you know what I
the
mean?
way you said 1900s, as if it was like that long ago, is crazy. But like, really, we are 23 years into this century.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy
yeah.
shit!
Because that's like early 1900s, right?
Like 1930s, yeah. Like you just get a car with no license plate.
Yeah, you're gone.
Was there even like driver's license back then? Like, did you even have IDs?
I doubt it. There might have been, but I doubt there was. And if there was driver's license, I bet you was like not everyone really was using that shit.
Right?
No way. No way.
You just have no license plate. Oh, actually, 1903, Missouri and Massachusetts became the first states to issue driver's license. But there's
That's
no
for the rich,
technology
bro.
to scan that. So, like, what was it? Just a
Exactly.
fucking piece of paper?
Yeah, think about it. Ted Bundy, literally, what does he break out of jail, and then like he flew on an airport to like 3 different states in like the 1970s, bro.
Yeah.
Or 80s.
Yeah. That's insane, dude.
50 years ago, you could have gotten away with serial murder. You could have been arrested by the authorities, put into prison, and you could escape and get on a plane.
Yeah,
and
that's
no
the
one would
craziest
stop
part.
you.
Like, oh my god, that's insane, dude.
Literally, you're living like a fucking movie, like
Catch Me If You
lifestyle
Can.
back then.
Yeah, Catch Me If You Can isn't even that
bro.
cool. It's just everyone's life before the internet. Like,
Exactly, bro.
come on, dude, it's not that cool.
We've been crazy motherfuckers, bro. We used to be way more real about it. We used to get away with it like crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude. Do you think that being a kid, you know, a 90s kid, an internet age kid, like, we definitely missed out on some pretty gnarly times.
I mean, we can now say with confidence, and I say this with a lot of love, but we can now say America's golden age is done. Like
I would definitely say
it's getting closer to the end than it is in its prime.
Yeah, which essentially like 70s, 80s, and 90s would have been peak.
And when I say golden age, I mean the ability to one, make money in America with a little bit of business ingenuity. Like if you just like had like an entrepreneurial spirit back then and a little bit of, you know,
if you just mowed lawns in the 1960s, you're a fucking billionaire now. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro.
Like if you were a paper boy in 1960, you're a fucking Jeff Bezos now.
Exactly, dude. Like it was way easier to like make an honest living, make good money, and buy the house and just kind of be secure, right?
Yeah.
Like, just what it like historically we know that the baby boomers benefited in an economic sense in a different kind of way than like we're millennials, but we're like close, like the end of millennials, closer to Gen Z. Like our generation has been like really shoved into a corner,
Dude, absolutely
economically,
just
bro.
dicked.
Oh, so dick, bro. Makes me sad when I think about it. But
Yeah, I don't. It makes me sad. It definitely makes me like. It's like on my mind sometimes where I'm like, damn, dude. I talk to like the amount of times my parents screwed up and like now they're still fine. You know, like it's like I don't think I have that many screw ups available to me. You know what I mean? Like nowadays, you don't get too many chances.
yeah, and the screw ups are harder to bounce back from. But they're like, it's weird. They're like harder to bounce back from, but then they're also easier because of the internet. You have to just like change your mind as a person who's making money, and instead of seeing the land as the way you're going to make money, you should see the internet as the new land that you can, you know, use its resources to make money. So that's why I want to get into content creation. Honestly, like someone has to make content. I want to talk about things. So I'm like, fuck it. What if I, you know, make good content that people actually want to watch? Like, why not me? You know, like who makes Oprah any better of a person to talk than me? Like, obviously I need to become accomplished and, you know, live a good life, but like it has to start somewhere. So
Yeah. Have you either told or have you like let people in the real world know about, you know, you podcasting yet? Like people that didn't see your content organically or didn't bring it up to you. Have you had any experience like that yet?
Yeah. So in terms of talking about my personal life, I'm like a person that me and you could work together or we could go to the gym together and I could just talk about other things on purpose, in the sense of like I don't really like to talk about myself a whole lot unless you ask. So the people that know that I make content and that's important to me, they're like people I would consider that like are closer to me than the people who don't. And so I definitely tell people, and I try to consciously do it as well, because I understand in order for me to become a content creator, when those situations come up, if I don't identify with being a content creator in those moments, then I'm subconsciously holding myself back from being as present as I need to be right now. So to answer your question, yes, but I don't like go and tell people. Like I say I do sales and I make content when people ask what I'm doing.
That's funny. Yeah. I couldn't even tell you the last time someone asked me, what do you do? But
it's not common.
It's like a weird thing to ask now. Mm-hmm. It's like nobody gives a fuck. Like we're all struggling.
We all hate our jobs.
Exactly. Yeah. Like the American dollar isn't real. Don't fucking ask me how I earn it. I had this conversation a couple days ago. Somebody said to me like, dude, like the way you hold conversation and the way you speak is like, you should start a podcast. And I was like, well, it's funny you say that, actually. I said, do not tell any, like, I don't know this guy that well, but I see him pretty often. And I was like, this stays between us. And I showed him like our clips and stuff. And he's like, oh shit, dope. Like, I'll check it out. And that was the first time, like my outside life and my content life, I keep them separate, just that I don't like, this isn't for them. Like this content and this podcast is not for people that I interact with on a daily basis. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah. 100%.
And also, you know me too. Like I'm an open book to a fault. Like I've probably already said too much on this, these podcast episodes already.
Yeah, me too. Like, yeah, someone might be able to cook me.
Exactly. Whereas like it's even worse in real life. Like you meet me, I'm going to trauma dump all over you. You're going to know about my whole childhood in the first, 2 weeks of knowing me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I try to keep these separate, but I think it's dope.
That is dope though, dude. That's funny. That's a funny thing too, bro. It's a weird feeling. It's like, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing. It's
exactly,
crazy,
exactly. So, what's on the docket for this week, dude? We got some good stuff.
We definitely do. We got some things that are continuing from last week in good old PinkyDoll. We have those on the docket.
This I'm genuinely excited for.
Yeah, me too. What else is on the docket today? We're also going to briefly talk about Jake Paul and Nate Diaz.
Yes.
Talk about them fighting, right? Because that's just pure entertainment at its highest in terms of just like, that's America. I don't know how to describe it.
That's human.
That's human. Jake Paul and Nate Diaz, And then what else? In the anime world, in anime news, the show One Piece is having one of its biggest episodes of all time. So we're going to talk about that as well, and any other topics that I guess that briefly come to mind.
We have a Sage Cage, but we'll save it. We'll see if we get to it. If not, it can wait because I think just our other stuff is so good.
Yeah, we got some good things to talk about for sure.
I'm really excited about this PinkyDoll thing because I stayed true. You sent me the video, and I was like, I've been like itching to watch it just because I needed a little bit of brain cancer, a little shot. But I'm excited to experience it here with you.
Oh my god, bro! I totally agree with everything you just said, and just opening up these videos right now, it hasn't brought like a light of joy into my heart, but a light of just fascination.
Really?
I like that PinkyDoll is a thing right now. I think it's an interesting. It like she resembles a really interesting time in social media. And like, it's just like a sign of the times. It's
exactly like they're like Kim Kardashian and like Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian, like the Jersey Shore cast, right? There's like certain people that kind of personify a time, and I definitely think that when you look at the calendar of the 2000s, PinkyDoll's face is going to be there.
I would agree, at least for like, if you're going to bring up 2023, you got to bring up PinkyDoll at least once.
I mean, it's been a pretty boring year. I think she's probably going to make it.
Yeah, right.
It's like totally. What? Did Avatar 2 come out this year?
Yeah, that came out.
It's earlier. Like Avatar 2.
I haven't even seen it.
Oh, my
Barbenheimer.
God. Barbenheimer, which I did see the Barbie movie, by the way.
You did?
I have tickets for Oppenheimer in like 3 weeks because I live near one of the only 70 millimeter IMAXs apparently, and they're sold out for like the next month. Avatar 2, Barbenheimer, PinkyDoll, like 2023 doesn't really have that many hits yet,
Yo, you're totally right. It's been to say maybe a darker year
Yeah, maybe someone drops a nuke
is that
before
wrong to
Christmas or
say?
something. Really
Yeah, I
spice
don't
it up
know.
in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, maybe I'm just forgetting because the year's gone by so fast. But
Well, we've been in
who knows?
Ukraine since last year.
True, that's been a thing for a while.
That's a 2022 thing. Old news.
Old news. Yeah, old news.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so let's get into it then, because I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Okay. So, I'm gonna show 2 videos involving Pinky Doll. The first one is of her. It's her talking, and I've never heard her talk aside from yes,
Yeah.
gang, gang. I've only heard that, so I found it interesting to hear her talk. But yeah, let's just watch this together and see where we're at.
It's your girl PinkyDoll, yes. Ice cream so good. Yo, y'all better stop because this is not a secret anymore. I am the queen of the NPC and that's so God. Yeah, y'all can be mad, say what you want, twist the story, whatever what, it doesn't matter, okay? Because how many of you people can say, I have put a hustle out here and now my people about to get paid too? How many of you? I put a lot of people on and that's on God. So y'all just mad because now people don't need to watch your stuff, buy your stuff, read your book, your whatever what to make some money. They can now sit home, do it for free and get a bag with a peace of mind. And that's why you mad. And that's why you mad. So stay mad and watch my people get the bag too. Get the bag. Pinky Doll Army. Get the bag. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can get it. It's not just a Pinky Doll blessing. It's a nation blessing.
Oh my God, dude.
So, what are your thoughts on that, Preston?
That might have been the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
So tell me more about what you think about this whole thing.
Okay, so first, when it came on, I was like, oh, damn, this chick's kind of bad. Like,
oh, no, don't get it twisted. Pinky Doll, it can't get it.
like,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, okay, wait a minute. Like,
I definitely am still straight. When I was looking at this, I'm like, yep.
yeah, Here's the thing. If English is her first language, we're fucked. Okay? We are absolutely fucking screwed as a society. If she went through a public school system and this is the English that she's speaking, we are fucked.
That can't be true. Her first
That's what I'm
language
saying.
has to be Spanish. There's no way.
Oh, Spanish. I was going to say it's probably like whatever I was going to say was going to sound racist. It's probably
if she's like Dominican or
Is she Dominican?
she seems like a Puerto Rican or Dominican or cute like that kind of like
I think she's definitely more African descent, right? Somewhere.
African? No, she doesn't sound like she's from West Africa though.
Yeah, okay, I'm racist.
Like the Nigerian accent.
English probably isn't her first language. So I'm going to forgive her there.
For sure.
She's fucking trying her best to like get this message across. But it's like, what are we arguing about here? Like, I'm not really sure. So people are saying that she's not the queen of the NPC lives. Like, people are trying to come at her saying they do it better or they originally. Like, I don't really. Like, why don't you know what I just watched? To be honest,
I think the way I agree with you. This is pretty incredible. But to empathize with her and try and see where she's coming from. The way I interpret this video is that like she's getting a lot of hate right now. A lot of people are making fun of her, all this kind of shit. But in her, like, you gotta think she's Pinky Doll. Like we'll never understand who it is to be Pinky Doll. And like she is kind of right. Like what she's doing caused a wave, and now people are even biting her flow. Like she's found something, dude. Like
don't get it twisted. She's 100% right. She is the face. Like we were literally before I saw this video, we were talking about she is the face of this NPC live. Like do not get it twisted. Like I have so much respect for her fucking grind, and the fact that she's making money and doing her thing, do it. But like, why not just make the like? I get that she's probably getting a ton of hate, but like that's just being online. Like.
Exactly, bro.
Like, just make your money and move on. Like, I mean, I don't know. Who are we to say?
But then I'll say this is like she went from probably being a person to like now this person of great fame and you would say even infamy for the most part. And
yeah,
it's like we don't know what it feels like to have multiple. Imagine if every video you posted, Preston, on TikTok got millions of views.
Like every single one, no matter what.
no matter what. At least $1 million.
Yeah.
Like at least $1 million, and then when you go live every day, you're just caking up. Like you're getting fiscally rewarded for the behavior. Like you're just in a different realm of like you're in a different universe.
The stats on that are staggering. How much money she's making, and
It
you
makes
know
me
her
realize how
OnlyFans
much
is going
money-
crazy now too.
Oh, for sure. Her OnlyFans is going.
I mean, dude, like just
crazy.
off rip, like good for her. Like, fucking do your thing, sis. Like, if you want your identity to be the queen of NPC, then I'm sold. Like,
I'll say this, PinkyDoll, and I'm nobody telling you this, but I want you to hear this if you ever hear this. Make sure you manage your money correctly, because the content that you're making ultimately will be to some extent, somewhat of a trend. And people will always thirst for more out of you. And make sure you keep your integrity and you don't end up doing things that you couldn't have ever imagined or whatever, because you're in their hands. Your content is based upon you listening to the commands of your audience. So
like literally.
So, what if your views start to drop and you say, well, what if I make this an option? You know what I mean?
She already has OnlyFans. What is the
Exactly. No, totally.
Which I'm not hating on. I'm just saying, like,
no, and that would be great for that. But I would say to her is that just also just enjoy your time in the sun. No one lasts in the sun, gets to sit in the sun forever, and I hope you make the most of it, because this is feels like it's here today. In a month, it's gone. That's how fast
genuinely
our brains
hope,
move.
PinkyDoll, from me to you, girl, and you can come over and we can talk about it one-on-one if you want. I genuinely hope that you have people in your corner that are like, no, don't spend it. Don't spend it. You don't need that. Like, let's invest this. Let's get this. Let's make this money work for us. Like, I genuinely hope that you have people around you right now that are looking out for your success and your longevity, financially and mentally.
Yeah, I would agree.
I wish on everybody, but
yeah, I wish that on everyone too. Yeah, and the reason I feel like both of us feel the need to say this to her is because this is a unique life though. Like, to become like the front face of a whole like type of media movement, that's like a interesting place to be as a human being. So she's definitely in very unique waters. I can't even imagine what it'd be like to swim in them. Okay, so the next video that I wanted to show, it's kind of like someone made on TikTok a little news update of how her life is going, and it's something else that she's been talking about. So
it's PinkyDoll.
It's PinkyDoll again. Yep.
Oh, we cannot get
It's about
enough
PinkyDoll. It's about our girl PinkyDoll. So let's share the screen again. Okay, here we go.
PinkyDoll is very upset.
Like, I have a kid. One day he might gonna go on it and see it. Say his mommy doing stuff you're not supposed to see. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? This is insane. Why? Why are you gonna take my stuff and put it here? It's not yours. It's not your business. I can never go back because of you. This is insane. I don't understand.
So basically, PinkyDoll has been absolutely blowing up. And PinkyDoll also mentioned recently that she's been making like $7,000 per day from her TikTok streams. She's also making another $4,000 to $5,000 a day from her OF signups. A lot of people were surprised, but PinkyDoll is in fact an OF creator, and she got very upset. She got upset mainly because of the fact that a lot of her content that was posted on OF has been leaked to Google, and she's afraid that someday in the future that her child might be on Google and they might see their own mother in an inappropriate video that she doesn't want her kid to see. PinkyDoll has made multiple videos addressing this for everyone to stop leaking her content to Google, or PinkyDoll will start suing. PinkyDoll is very upset.
Next. You're making $12K a day. You sold your soul before the NPC live. Like, I'm sorry. Like, come on. What are we talking about here? I definitely feel for you. That seemed like a little bit of crocodile tears. You sold your soul before you got famous. So, like, if you were going to have 1 million subscribers on OnlyFans, your shit was going to get leaked anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like advocating for piracy or leaking. Like, these women and these content creators, men and women, definitely have a right to, autonomy and privacy, own their content. But dude, it's the internet. Like, I'm not saying it's right,
Yeah.
but what do you expect?
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. It's like there's legitimate. Well, there's probably an internet website where me and you could watch every fucking movie that's ever came out for free. And these are billion-dollar industries that do not want that shit on there.
If I can watch Avengers Endgame online for free,
Yeah.
your content's out there. Sorry, girl.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
You don't have an army that even compares to them, and they can't keep it off the streets. You know what I mean? So
Here's the thing. Even if her 15 minutes only lasts, let's say 4 months, right? She's making, on average, that said 11 to 12K a day between
basically,
streaming.
yep.
So that's what? $330,000 a month. That means you're making $1 million gross in 3 months.
Yeah.
After hopefully you pay taxes and you don't have the IRS come after you. Like, let's say you walk away with, she's just technically a self-employed, right? She gets a good accountant. Let's say she walks away with like $650, $700, right? She pays 30% of her taxes, which is probably more than she would, but
Yeah,
let's say
she probably write off a lot of shit too.
that's what I'm saying. Let's say she walks away with $700,000. You really could fuck around and like do pretty well for yourself, and like probably not have to work if you live lean for like a really long time. Like, most people will never touch 700K, especially in the amount that short period of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and she's making that within 3 months.
That's just 3 months. She makes this flow last 6 months, 9 months, a year. Like, that's crazy.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
God,
but to the topic of the video, like, as soon as she said about her son and shit, and she got kids, like, you posted I saw you on my Twitter blowing some dude before I even knew who you were. Sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
And I want to make this very clear. That goes for anybody out there. Like, I do not knock the hustle in any way. If you want to make, OnlyFans, or you have every right to privacy and all that shit, like, for sure. Just everything has a cost. Like, you just can't.
Yeah.
Everything's a transaction, right? Like, you said that. You cannot upload images of yourself that you don't want people to see.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks. Though.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You are harvesting the fruits of such a amazingly unique endeavor that you are also going to get the sins and the curses that are insanely unique.
Yeah.
It's like me and Preston will never know what it feels like to have tens of different videos of us getting fucked online and it just being on there forever.
Yeah. I'm only at
'Cause
3 right now. And it's like,
exactly. You only have 3. That one you had a couple years back though was wild. Like, I still
Yeah.
can't believe it did as well as it
yeah.
did.
It's called Mr. Hands. Look it up.
It's on the hub, so go search it on
Yeah.
there and tell us what you think.
No, I'm with you 100%, dude. Like, it's hard to have compassion, have empathy for this, only because it's like you knew what you were signing up for. Like,
Yeah, and if she didn't, now she does, and I get it. It sucks. If she legitimately was ignorant to this idea before, I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry. I know it sucks, doesn't it? But
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
I mean, dude, maybe we pull an Adam 22, right? We start as like a genuine content, like, interview podcast source, and then we just end up doing porn.
Yeah, and make it part of our content.
I'm not closed off to the idea.
I don't.
I'm just kidding. I would.
Yeah. But like on a real note, it's like, let's say everything's perfect, right? Everything's perfect. Like I love my body, but I don't think I could sleep at night knowing that there's just a video of me just ass naked on the internet.
Dude, even this is gonna
Getting my
get.
dick sucked.
Yeah.
Things like that. Like, I would just be like, oh, why
Yeah,
can't
the thing
everyone
is
see
like,
that?
Even a photograph of like my erect, like, even a
Like, it
photo.
was just on there, Preston dick, and there's a website shows it, and it's
Dude,
like, that's Preston's
yeah.
dick.
You love saying my fucking full name on this fucking podcast. I couldn't even imagine having one photo out there. Like, that would be so gnarly. But you know what's funny is actually one of my favorite producers, I'm not going to name names, his account got hacked. Like, this was a couple years ago. And whoever hacked his account kept posting this video over and over and over again. It was a video of him, just going to town on himself. And somehow whoever hacked him, I'm guessing it was like an ex-lover or something, just this video just got posted like 300 times to Instagram, to Twitter, like all of his social media accounts. Now it's been like, who knows, 5 years. Like no one will remember that, but like he does. I do.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
Someone hacks your shit. It's that sucks within itself. You've been told you can't log into your computer anymore. You're like, wait, what happened? And then you find videos of yourself jacking off on that. Bro.
This has digressed into such like a teenage boy podcast so quickly. It's the best. It's the best, dude. That's hilarious. And the fucked up thing too is none of these are going to be clips. So like those of you that are listening to the long form, you're fucking welcome, dude.
I can't even imagine making a clip of this and posting it on the Neon Sage fucking main page.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
We need to have like a Neon Sage after dark.
Yeah. Yeah, where we just talk about inappropriate things.
And upload all of our, sexual content.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
the dark
hilarious.
stuff.
But dude, I'm glad we put a wrap on PinkyDoll. I'm glad to see she's having some success. It is interesting to see the cost of doing business, especially when you do what she does. And I'm just thankful that we're alive at this time, man. What a wild fucking time to be alive.
Absolutely. In so many different ways. And yeah, thank you, PinkyDoll. Thank you. In a quick tangent, that one viral clip of Rick Rubin, I'm sure you might have seen it, where he talks about how like when you create things, that it's not about making it to make everyone else like it. It's about you falling in love with what you're creating.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's kind of like it's in God's hands now. Like it's just like you do it to the point where you love it the most and you feel great about it. And then it's just an offering to God. And so her content in one way or another is also an offering to God. And to think of how she's been on both of our minds in the last couple weeks.
I mean, God must love her content then, because it is everywhere.
It will love her content, and then I'm sure it will also the darkness always comes for everybody. Yeah, the sun will eventually set for all of us, and I wonder what her sunset will look like.
There's probably enough, with a certain amount of money, you really could get stuff wiped from the internet. Like, there's definitely a way to get a huge portion.
Is it money that does it?
Well, yeah, you'd have to pay someone with the expertise to like.
Then why would a $1 billion company like Disney or whomever allow for these things to exist? Why is so many giant anime that make millions of dollars have all of their episodes out for free on the internet? We can go to the website right now. I know of several. Why do they allow that then?
Well, I don't think it's that they allow it. I think it's that it's content that people want to see. So like, the Pirate Bay, right? You know what that is, right? The torrent site. Mm-hmm. They've been through 400 iterations, right? Like the Pirate Bay just keeps, because you know why? Because people keep uploading torrents, because people are still hosting torrents. Like PinkyDoll's one creator, right? An anime hosting site, like, or a Pirate Bay, for example. It's a community of people all hosting these torrents that we draw from each other. Like that's all Pirate Bay is, really. It's just a vessel for me to connect to you to download whatever it is you're uploading. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That
So
makes a lot of sense.
Pirate Bay is highly illegal. I mean, look at WikiLeaks, right? Like WikiLeaks was like illegal for a long time, and it survived a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so. Yeah, it's interesting to think of. Like, so with enough money, could you keep it off the internet then?
I feel like you could. And the reason,
like, if they wanted to, so if Disney wanted to like really just make it like a Q4, we're gonna get rid of all the free shit off the internet.
They have to. They have to be able to, bro. They have this. They have the power to hire the smartest minds in the world. Like, I mean, think about it. If the government wanted to find you based on a photograph,
maybe it's better off. Maybe they're like, you're better off watching our content for free than not watching it all.
Yeah, because you're going to buy our products.
Exactly. Like, we'll get you somewhere along the cycle. We'll get you back in to spending money with us.
Yeah.
And it's such a niche demographic that actually has the cleverness to go get it for free. So they're like,
right. I think that I'm interested to talk about this Jake Paul and is it Nate Diaz or Nick Diaz fighting?
Nate Diaz.
Mm-hmm. Because it's such a like you're a huge UFC fan.
Correct.
I was very like into UFC when I was in high school. I don't really watch a lot of fighting or really any like sports much anymore at all. But I'm so like interested and tapped into just that carnal desire to just watch people beat each other the fuck up. Like it's something that us as humans have never ever gotten away from.
Yeah, it's too universal of a language, and fighting is the final sport. We could play each other in basketball. You could beat me one-on-one, but what if I beat your ass right here? Like, what if I just
like we
knock
did
you
a decathlon, right? Like you whoever you and this guy, he beat you in a race, he beat you in shot put, he beat you in every physical competition, and then you fucking beat his ass at the end. And that's worth
really,
10. Yeah, who really
won?
Yeah, who really won here? That's hilarious.
That's what I love about it. Is that that's why after people lose in fighting, it's like such an interesting experience for both parties. And like after a sporting event, you might lose the Super Bowl and then want to go fight the other team outside after.
Yeah,
You're like you hold on to it differently in other sports. You get to leave and like, be mad in a different way. Where fighting is like you're completely, utterly defeated. You either got knocked out, or you got submitted, or you lost a judge's decision.
Humans like fighting so much. Like, they will literally fight for someone else's loss. Like, dude, you go to fucking Dodger Stadium on almost any given day, there's going to be a fight. There's people fighting for the blue at every game.
Yeah, 100%. That's it's interesting when you think about it, too, because what are sporting events at their core? They're just energetic, emotional, tribal events. We walk into a room together. We both choose a side. We both choose
And we just watch them play a made-up game.
And we watch them play a made-up game, and we want our team to win. And we need an enemy, though. We need an enemy, or it just won't be interesting enough if there's not one.
It's no longer humans versus bears. And now it's humans versus humans in a...
Yes.
That's interesting.
Exactly. It's the Packers versus the Bears. Fuck all of them. How many fights happen at all of these football games, hockey games,
God, dude.
baseball games across America every year?
So what is so interesting, or for you, if I'm asking you this, what is interesting to you and so unique about this Paul Diaz fight that has you so hyped? Because like you're excited about this.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm not as excited as the other ones, just because now Jake Paul is less of a mystery in terms of what he's capable of as a talent.
Now he's like a boxer. Now he's just
yeah, he can move, and I say this with having no combat experience, but I have listened to a lot of podcasts where people who are the experts in their field talk, and I still wouldn't say I know anything at all, but I learn to hear how they think about fighting, and I try to pick up on. It's like, imagine if I listened to if I listened to your pickleball tips and I understood them. It's like maybe I can't execute them, but I understand why that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And why that's best practice. Similar thing with MMA. And Jake Paul actually is a talented, athletic dude. And it makes me think, if he would have made this like his life's goal from an earlier age, where he could have developed more foundational skills, that he could have actually had the athleticism and the overall just skill to actually do something with combat sports. And so I think that's cool. And fighting Nate Diaz, specifically getting close to 40 years old Nate Diaz, a very worn out Nate Diaz, a Nate Diaz with a lot of scar tissue on his face, so it's really easy to make him bleed Nate Diaz. You know, that person, and you're fighting him out of his sport, it's interesting because you have a chance, but don't get it twisted. If they were to ever fight MMA, Nate Diaz would take Jake Paul's life whenever he wanted. Yeah. Nate Diaz has a different level of dog in him. That
he is a dog. He doesn't have the dog in him.
He's the dog of dogs.
He is the
like
dog.
When all the dogs get together and they find out who's really the most gutter, who really is willing.
All the other ones have to fight before they fight Diaz.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's his shtick? He just sticks around and doesn't go away. He just doesn't. He can look tired as fucking defeated. Then at the last second, boom! Like, he just fucking hits you hard as shit, and like that could be it for you. So, I love that about Nate Diaz, and it makes him kind of like if he was like a character in a video game, he has like his health constantly slowly regenerates.
Yeah. That's his special ability.
That's like the boss of Nate Diaz that you're trying to fight.
Yeah.
So I think it will make for an interesting match, and it will be dramatic. So
To
I'm
your
excited.
point about Jake Paul, if he were to have done this earlier in life, I actually think it worked out the way it was supposed to for him, because honestly, boxing was dying. It still kind of is dying at an alarming rate. Like from when we were kids, dude, I remember like watching Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield and like, you know, seeing like my dad's friends and people one generation above us, like a night of boxing was like,
got the whole family together.
oh my God, Showtime boxing was. So like for Jake, he's probably making way more money, having fights that he would have never had, like the coming in as a content creator and then becoming a boxer. It probably worked out way better for him. You know?
No, it definitely did. It definitely went down as intended. I agree there for sure.
One thing I will say about Jake Paul, I don't absorb a lot of his content, but I love his tattoos, bro. His style, like the patchwork style of tattoos that he has, is so money. Like that's what I'm going for.
He does have some sick tats.
Sick tats.
He's tatted the fuck up now,
He's
too.
super tatted, yeah.
He really is tatted up, man. So if I had to guess who's gonna win, I think Jake's gonna get him, bro.
Yeah, it's
I
just
think
like
Nate's a little too slow.
these
He's gonna
cross
get
sport
dinged
exhibitions
up.
don't really do it for me. Like it just seems so like no matter what the outcome is, it doesn't really solve anything. You know what I mean? Like you said, okay, you beat Nate Diaz in an exhibition boxing match, which isn't Nate Diaz's sport. You know what I mean? It's like me beating LeBron James in 7-on-7 football. You know, it's like me beating LeBron in pickleball.
It would be more, yeah. It would be if LeBron. No. It's like it's weird because it's like you're fighting in half of the other person's sport. Like it's like a weird.
Oh,
thing.
that's true.
So it's like
It's beer pong.
you're playing LeBron James in
beer
like
pong.
mini basketball hoop.
Beer pong.
Beer pong, yeah, exactly. You're throwing a ball into a hoop.
Which it doesn't actually matter what sport it is. Any sport outside of basketball, I'm dragging my balls across Bron Bond's face. Like, let's be real here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think his skills will translate to anything else.
I would love to play him in other sports.
No, I'm totally fucking kidding. He is
No,
enough.
like beer pong though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I would love to play pickleball with LeBron James. Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
for sure. Yeah, for sure. I would love to. I'm sure he would pick it up incredibly fast. And once he got it, he would be going absolutely nutty with it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
It's going to be cool, too, to see all these athletes as they retire or, you know, pick up pickleball. It would be so cool to have, like, a celebrity. Like, dude, can you imagine when there's a celebrity pickleball league or celebrity pickleball game?
Oh, that's why I'm trying to get good enough, honestly. I'm trying to get good enough because when I like to daydream about my life, bro, yeah, can you imagine? The podcast is on episode 223. We're like an established podcast, and there's a local event in Southern California where a bunch of content creators are doing a pickleball tournament, and me and you are teammates, and we're just smashing on all the other content creators in a pickleball tournament that's put on YouTube as content, and we're just the best content creator pickleball players. Like, it's just known.
That's
Like that would be so
you heard it
fucking
here.
cool.
We are the best pickleball playing content creators there are. When I played yesterday, I played for a couple hours yesterday. I played at these courts on my house, and there was like a lot of people, so I was just throwing my paddle down. And there was this group of 4 that was pretty good. Like, they were banging. Like, they were doing pretty good. One of their guys left, and they actually came up to me. They're like, hey, like, do you want to join ours for? And I said, yeah, let's do it. I body bagged them like 3 times, and I just felt so bad. It just felt so wrong to like jump in with this group, and they were decent, but just to whammy on them just didn't feel
No,
right.
it's good. You got to show them, bro.
No, for sure.
Yeah, you got to show. That's how I see it. Like, if I ever find myself in that situation, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not doing this to be mean. I'm doing it to show you. This is how it's played, guys.
I did accidentally hit a girl one time square in the center of the forehead, and I put my paddle down. Or I left. Like, I put my paddle away. I was like,
My dad told me that a professional player hit a guy in the face and broke her nose, or broke his nose.
I mean, it's
pickleball.
definitely possible. Yeah, I hit this girl right in the forehead, and I said, I am so sorry. That was an accident. Like, I gotta go. I couldn't face her again after that.
Damn, really?
Yeah, I just felt so
I
bad.
could face her again. I would feel bad, but I could face her again.
The thing is it was like already like
Was
the
it
third or fourth
intentional
time.
secretly?
It definitely was not. Like, I play to the level of competition. Like, if I'm playing with beginners, I play with beginners.
You slow it down. Yeah.
Like, I always do. Like, come on, when you played for like only your 3rd time, we played together. I wasn't out here like crushing them at you, body bagging you. Like, I was definitely hitting shots that you
They're
guys had no.
playable.
Exactly. You know what I mean? just this one came off wrong, and it just right in the forehead, and I just was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like my shoulder hurts. Like I gotta go.
Yeah. No, totally.
Yeah, which is probably more disrespectful, huh? Just to like, it's like a hit and run.
Not really. Not really. I mean, it is what it is. I can see how you could interpret it that way in the moment. I might feel the same now that you put it like that, just like in a spur of a moment.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're getting a pretty good time here. What do you got going on this weekend before we talk next?
This weekend is a huge weekend. I'll end on this. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but anyways, the show One Piece, it's been going on. The manga, the comic book version has been going on since 97. The show, I believe, since like 98 or 99. And they're getting to one of their most important episodes ever. It's going to be episode 1071. It comes out August 6th, and it has to do with the main character named Luffy and him achieving a new transformation in the most epic of moments in the show. So it's huge. It's like if you're in Japan right now, there's no way you are not aware of Luffy and going Gear 5. Like, to try and put this in perspective, imagine if Superman, the story of Superman, was still ongoing in America and it was still culturally relevant to everybody in America, and Superman was more popular today than it ever was in America, and Superman was a show and he was going to get a brand new transformation in front of everyone's eyes. That's what it would be like.
No, this is actually what it is. Imagine they were coming out and they were adding a new book to the end of the Bible.
Yes. Yes.
Like, real talk. Like imagine
Yes.
if we got another chapter added to the end of the Bible.
Exactly. Like, it's going to drop this weekend. Be there or be square. It's coming out.
Yeah.
Where were you when you watched it? You're going to watch it. You're going to read it. Where were you when you read it first? Where were you when you watched it first?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. So I'm incredibly excited for it. My little brother, he started watching One Piece this year, and he binged the fuck out of it. It's 1,070 episodes, as you can imagine. It takes a while. About 20 minute episode each, and he's getting towards the very end of binging it, and he's gonna binge it just in time to watch Gear 5 live. So it's gonna be a cool thing. So doing that, and other than that, watching the Nate Diaz and Jake Paul fight. What about you?
I got some family coming down from Oakland, actually, from the Bay. Gonna see them, and then just chilling, bro. Just pickleball and editing. I got
Oh my god!
I got so
editing.
much content to get out for you guys.
For all my people out there, those of you that have edited before, show some love in the comment section.
For real, dude.
Because editing is such a time-taking event. It's fun. It's fulfilling work, but it's just incredibly tedious. And I love doing it, though, but it's tedious as fuck.
So here's what I'm going to leave our listeners with. And this is like a little test to see who got to the end of the episode.
Yes.
When it comes to cataclysmic, overnight sort of meme level success, who is your winner? PinkyDoll or Sexy Red?
Comment that.
And then we'll check in next week and we'll give you our answers.
Whoever, matter of fact, if you comment that on the Neon Sage and you repost that video, Preston and I will send you a gift. The first person to do it.
All right, deal. First person to comment on our page.
You have to say either PinkyDoll or Sexy Red, and then repost it onto your story.
Done. We'll send you something.
Yeah, we'll send you something. And it will be worth anywhere between $25 and $50.
Holy shit. Okay. Okay, here we go.
$25 to $50.
I was going to send a pube, but I'm glad we put $1.
No. It will be actually something you'll want to use.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening again. As always, this was a super fun episode. I'm excited for everyone to hear this.
Yeah, this was I felt like we were just being kids this episode.
It's the best. It's the best. This felt like a slumber party.